You guys know what time it is. It's that time. It's that season. And I'm not talking holiday season. I'm talking top 30 season, baby. So for those of you who don't know what top 30 season is, over the past few years in the One Piece community, mostly on YouTube, it's practically become tradition around this time of year, December, late December, early January, to start posting your top 30 strongest characters in One Piece in that current time every year. So it's updated every single year. And this has been growing each and every year to the point where practically almost everyone participates in it to some degree. And this year's top 30 specifically is going to be very, very interesting. And I'm very interested to see everyone else's, because over the past year, 2 years in One Piece, the strength levels have been fluctuating like crazy. We've been getting old characters thrown out, new characters in, old characters introduced after 10 plus years, stronger than they were before, way stronger. Luffy skyrocketing, everyone else is skyrocketing. It's all over the place and I'm hyped for it. I'll be honest, it took me a while to come up with my top 30 for this year, and especially the upper half. So from 30 to 16 slots, which is what we'll be covering today. This will be in 2 parts. And I finally got it and we're gonna talk about it. Shit's about to get toxic, guys. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. But before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing and liking the video to get regular One Piece content like this. So there'll be a few characters that I won't be including in today's list. Some of those will be Imu, Shiki, Kong, and the newly introduced Seraphims, or the SSG. And the reason I'm not going to include these characters is just because I don't feel comfortable gauging them. If I do gauge them, I feel like it will be a complete guess. And let's be real, with Imu is most likely top 1 in the verse anyways, so I don't want to get into that. There's no point in doing it. Imu, just know that I think Imu is the strongest person alive by far, like completely by far. And just to set the record straight right now, I will be including Big Mom and Kaido. Yes, both of them will be on this list, and the reason they will be on this list is because although they were defeated, I don't necessarily believe that they're no longer going to play a role in the story. Kaido maybe, but I believe Big Mom will come back. Definitely believe Big Mom will come back. So unless we get confirmation that they are dead or that there's no more future in them in the story, they won't be playing a role at all, I'm gonna have to include them on the list for now. And before we get into the top 30, we have one honorable mention, and that honorable mention is going to be Captain Kobe of the Marines. He's getting stronger each year as we see him. We currently saw him not too long ago. I believe it was chapter 1058 or somewhere around there, where it was the Captain Kobe incident. And he's shown us he's strong. He's getting strong. He's probably stronger than some vice admirals at this point. But it's just the characters on this list are all stronger in my opinion. So at number 30, we have Mad Monkey Roach, one of the worst generations, a member of the Supernova. We haven't seen too much of him, but to me, his portrayal still remains as one of the top supernovas in the story. Even though he wasn't in Wano, even though he wasn't on the roof, I get it, but to me, he is one of the strongest ones. Before Luffy even fought a Yonko commander, he was already said to have taken down a Yonko commander in Snack in Whole Cake Island before Luffy ever even fought one. So his hype is up there, and I'm definitely a portrayal over feats kind of guy, and I think the people that are saved for later on in the story are going to be the strongest relatively compared to like their peers. And because of this, I think the fact that we haven't seen Urouge fight is a benefit to him and not a liability. So for me, I have Urouge at 30 right now. I'm definitely buying into the Urouge stocks, and I think they're gonna go higher with each year. Number 29, we have probably the most hyped character back in 2018, 2017. And I gotta admit, slowly he's been falling down this list. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. 29, we have Charlotte Katakuri. And this is no knock to Katakuri. It's more so just, it goes to show how much stronger everyone else has been getting in the past couple of years. And make no mistake about it, Katakuri can still hang with a lot of the guys I'm gonna mention next. He could still hang with all of them. Perhaps he can even beat some of them. But this is overall who is the strongest, not necessarily who's going to win 1v1. And this guy has it all. This guy has Conqueror's Hockey. He's got Advanced Observation Hockey in his future sight. He's got Armament Hockey. He's got Devil Fruit Awakening, which is still just a handful of characters that have shown us that so far in the series. And he was one of the first ones, I believe, after doflamingo. So on paper, he's absolutely got it all. Fantastic speed, fantastic endurance. His fight with Luffy is still the best fight in the series to date, in my opinion. But it's just that the characters I have above him, once again, are, in my opinion, stronger, even if they just edged out. And to me, the next one absolutely just edged out. And the next one that we have is Sanji. Sanji at 28. And the reason I have Sanji at 28 is because his fight with Queen was impressive, but his power-ups that he got in that fight, I can no longer have him below Katakuri. His durability now is, I don't want to say Yonko level, but damn near a top tier durability, where you can only name a handful of characters, probably in one hand, how many characters are more durable than Sanji. And speed, even less characters that we have seen that are faster than Sanji, in my opinion. Perhaps maybe even, there is a case to be made that besides King in his flame mode, or his flame mode off, Sanji was the fastest character in Wano. To me, there is an argument to be made there, for sure. And with his insane speed, his insane durability, his rage suit as well, he's, in my opinion, he is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger every year. And next year, I think, is where the real jump is going to be. So right now, he's 28. Last year, he probably would have been around 29, 30 for me. But I have a feeling that by next year, he might be in the top 20. That's just how fast the Straw Hats, or the Monster Trio, I should say, are jumping right now. At number 27, we have King the Wildfire. And let me just say that with 29 being Katakuri, 28 being Sanji, and 27 being King, all of these guys are very, very, very relative in my opinion. But this is the order I had them in. I'm confident in this order. I believe King is more durable than Sanji. When he's in his speed mode, he is perhaps as fast as Sanji, maybe slightly slower. He can pretty much, in my opinion, do almost all of Sanji's top stuff. He can do as well, but with his own little spice to it, where he has his own way of doing it. And he is a Zoan, he is an ancient Zoan, which comes with natural durability boosts as well. We know this. His fight with Zoro was impressive. It took Advanced Conqueror's Haki just to take him down. Before that, there was no chance of him being taken down. Zoro had to go to his absolute limit to take King down. I'm not even sure if Sanji would require that much out of Zoro like King did. Now, albeit after he had his King of Hell mode, he was able to deal with King pretty quickly, but it took that much of a power up for Zoro just to be able to take him down. So this man, in my opinion, he has the best durability in the entire series. He's one of the fastest characters in the series, and all of his stats are just boosted by a lot due to his ancient Zoan Devil Fruit. So King at 27 for me. And at number 26, this one is going to throw a few of you guys off, but I don't forget characters. If they show great feats, I remember it as far as it goes. Diamond Jozu of the Whitebeard Pirates. Yes, I know this one's controversial. This one's going to throw some people off, but to me, I'm still going to go off of his feats at Marineford, and his feats at Marineford were damn impressive. He was hanging with admirals. No way around that. He was hanging with admirals. Him and Marco were boxing with admirals on an even playing field. Now, you want to make the case that the admirals were holding back? I personally don't agree with that, but sure, you can make that case. But the fact that he was just able to hang with admirals after we saw what King and Queen were like with Greenbull, although they were hurt, the Jozu stocks are still at the top for me. They're still high up there. I'm still holding on to them. His Devil Fruit allows him to have significant durability as well. And not just durability, but with his Devil Fruit coated, his diamonds coated on him, he has impressive strength and attack feats as well. We saw with one hit, he was able to make Aokiji bleed. And it took a distraction for Aokiji to even beat him. Think about that. Now, yeah, Aokiji probably most definitely would have beaten him without the distraction anyways, but that's just the level that they were on at that time. So he was able to hang with the admirals, in my opinion, a lot better than the guys I've named before him. So at 26, I'm keeping this man up there, is Diamond Jozu. And at number 25, we have perhaps the strongest member of the Blackbeard Pirates, aside from Blackbeard himself. We have Shiryu of the Raid. Shiryu is a tough one because Shiryu, we haven't seen anything of him post Impel Down. And Impel Down gave him a lot of portrayal. Impel Down said that he was basically Magellan's equal. And we all know how friggin' OP Magellan was in Impel Down. Now, spoiler alert, I don't have Magellan on this list, and it's not that I don't think he's strong, it's just I don't think he's going to play a role in the story ever again. I don't think he's going to come back. So for that reason, there's really no point in putting him in. Even with Kaido and Big Mom, I think they might come back into the story. Magellan, I don't think so. But if he was in, I think he probably would have been maybe around Kobe level, honorable mention. But I think Shiryu over the time skip has gotten a lot stronger than Magellan. And with his newly acquired fruit, Absalom's former fruit, granting him invisibility is a perfect devil fruit to go along with his swordsmanship. And I think when him and Zoro fight, he's going to cause Zoro a lot of trouble. And the Blackbeard Pirates are the future of this series, just like the Straw Hat Pirates. So as the Straw Hat stock go up, so as well does the Blackbeard Pirates. So Shiryu is 25 on this list. And at number 24, we have a man that is currently going toe-to-toe with Blackbeard in the manga right now. A man who has currently awakened his devil fruit. A guy who some would say is able to hang with admirals right now. We have Trafalgar Law. Let me just say that the next 4 characters, including a Law that I'm about to mention, are damn near neck and neck. And it took me a while to think of the placement of these 4 characters, especially the one right after Law. But this is where I feel comfortable, and I'm going to explain why. So with Law, I have to take in the fact that, in my humble opinion, he is not as good of a one-on-one fighter as his peers, or the characters deemed to be his equals. He is more of a supporting character. And his devil fruit, as great as it is, plays a better role in support than it does in a direct 1v1 combat ability. And for me, in this list, I have to take in how well they would do in one-on-one versus everyone else on the list. And although he is showing great feats against Blackbeard right now, I think it's the same case with Ace in Banera Island, where they're just hyping him up right before Blackbeard just shows that there was literally no chance of them winning at all to begin with. And he's just going to stomp Law. But Law is still absolutely fantastic. He has shown that he can hang with the tops when he fought Big Mom and Kaido along with other Supernova on the roof. He awakened his devil fruit right next to Kid. Both of their devil fruit awakenings were fantastic. Both of them showed incredible endurance in that fight. And depending on the roles they play from here, they might just jump up to who they could possibly be. Those 2 characters can possibly be at the top 10 by next year. Who knows? Like, that's how fast these characters are jumping right now. And speaking of the double, at number 23, we have Eustass Kid. Now, I have Kid over Law because I think he's a better one-on-one fighter. I think his strong suits are better than Law's strong suits overall for combat ability. For example, I think he is stronger than Law. I think he has better endurance than Law, better durability than Law, whereas Law is faster than him, probably is better at using his devil fruit. So for these reasons, I just think Kid is a better fighter than Law overall. And if we were to go off of feats, I would give it to Law. He has had better feats, no argument there. And with Kid, with his devil fruit, he is able to increase his durability levels by putting the metal all around him. Now that he has Awakening and his Assign, we saw the trouble he was able to cause Big Mom, where Big Mom had to go out of her way to dodge. She was afraid from some of the attacks. Seemed like he broke one of her bones. We don't know if it was Law or if it was him, but those 2 characters have been at that level right now. And Kid has been, even if his feats haven't been as impressive as his peers, I believe he's still very impressive. And his portrayal is still greater than Law's. They're neck and neck, but I'm just going to have Kid above Law for now. You can have him either way. They're practically equals, but I have Kid above Law for now. And at number 22, we have Yamato, or should I say Kaido 2.0, because let's be real, she's basically a slightly weaker Kaido. She fights like Kaido, she has a speed like Kaido, she has an insane Zoan Devil Fruit like Kaido, a mythical Devil Fruit, incredible durability, not just Conqueror's Haki, but advanced Conqueror's Haki. She was able to hang with Kaido, although in my opinion, he could have killed her, but he just didn't want to. But still, she's able to hang at that level one-on-one with Kaido. And there's only a handful of characters in this series that have shown advanced Conqueror's Haki, and to me, they have to be stronger than their peers. They don't have to be stronger than everyone, but if they have shown us advanced Conqueror's Haki, Kaido has shown us how significant that is, how important that is. He has stated multiple times the importance of advanced Conqueror's Haki and Conqueror's Haki in general, and how it is more important than Devil Fruits. So to me, if 2 characters are relatively equal and one has advanced Conqueror's Haki and the other relies more on their Devil Fruit, I gotta give it to the advanced Conqueror's Haki. There is more wide range for attacks there, there's more versatility there, and overall it's just better in my opinion. So Yamato sitting at 22 comfortably. And at 21, we have the future world's greatest swordsman, Roronoa Zoro. Now, like I said when I was talking about Law at 24 down to 21, Law, Kid, Yamato, Zoro, all very, very close. But this is the order I have them in. Like I said, advanced Conqueror's Haki. Kaido showed us the significance of it. Zoro has just awakened it. I don't think his haki is even equal, let alone greater than Yamato's, so I believe hers is still stronger. But Enma is deadly. Enma is absolutely deadly. And with the combination of Enma, Conqueror's haki, and advanced Conqueror's haki, and arguably advanced armament haki, it has not been confirmed, but it's been suggested, Zoro's new power-ups in Wano have taken him to a level unseen before. Absolutely unseen before. This man got all of his bones in his body broken by tanking a combined Yonko attack from Kaido and Big Mom, and was still able to scar Kaido after that. Now, after that, he takes the mink medicine. After fighting on the roof, fighting 2 Yonkos, taking all that damage, scarring Kaido, he takes the medicine and he goes on to beat King. Once he got his power-ups, he dealt with King rather comfortably. It wasn't necessarily very easy, but it was not hard. So once we saw the King of Hell mode, I think that last little bit, that last chapter against King has taken Zoro to a whole other level. And right now, I absolutely have to have this man above Law, Yamato, Kid, the likes of them. His own peers, in my opinion, he is the top of that level. So 21, future world's greatest swordsman, Roronoa Zoro. And at 20, this is gonna piss some people off. At 20, I have Admiral Greenbull. Hear me out. His entire character introduction was meant to boost another character, meant to hype up Shanks. Now, you can say he fought 2 Yonko commanders, but the way I see it, Zoro almost damn near killed King. He cut off one of his arms, or his wings was off, and Sanji dealt with Queen the exact same way. So both those characters, I know it was 7 days, but I don't think they healed too much in 7 days. So with Greenbull dealing with them, it shows the portrayal of an admiral, but it doesn't show the feats of an admiral, in my opinion. Whereas his peers showed us the feats of admirals at Marineford. Now, he goes on to fight half of the scabbards, I believe 4 or 5 of them, along with Momonosuke. And Yamato only sent him 1 attack, so I wouldn't even include her in that fight. And they were successfully stalling him for quite a bit. In my opinion, if that was Akainu, if that was Aokiji, they'd be dead. All those characters would be dead, just like that. So he's been very, very unimpressive compared to his peers, in my opinion. And if I'm being honest, I don't have him even in the same tier as the other admirals. He is still an admiral. And for me, there's still a gap between him and Zoro. There's still a gap here. He's still relatively above Zoro, Law, Kid, and them. But the characters that I have above him, I just feel more confident with them. I believe their portrayal is better than his. Their feats are better than his. And the likes of that. And I'm going to get into them now. And at number 19, we have the Snake Princess, the Empress of Amazon Lily herself, the 1.659 billion berry bounty woman, Boa Hancock. Yes, I have her above Greenbull. To me, her portrayal has always been significantly higher than most people think since day 1. We have always known that she has Conqueror's haki. Anytime she got into fights, same like Marineford and anywhere else, she's always dealt with anyone she's fought relatively easily, and Oda has avoided her fighting all out and has saved her. And again, I'm a portrayal over feats kind of guy. If Oda does this, I tend to believe this is because he's stronger. They are stronger than most people think, and Oda does not want to reveal that yet. And now we see the new some of the former warlords coming back with amazing bounties, such as her, Crocodile, Mihawk, massive bounties, and this just brought the warlord stock up high. And if you're gonna bring the warlord stock, you gotta take the queen of it along with you. She's always been one of the strongest warlords. I can't wait to see her in action. I think she is gonna play a big role soon coming in the future of One Piece, hopefully, because she hasn't had her own arc yet like most of the other warlords. She doesn't need her own arc, but I just believe she's gonna show her strength and go all out sometime really soon in the story, so I cannot wait for that. And at number 18, we have her fellow former warlord, Sir Crocodile. As much as I buy into the Hancock stocks, I have bought into the Crocodile stocks much more since day 1 as well. Now it's been shown that he has a bounty of just under 2 billion berries. We already know his portrayal is through the roof right now. Ever since he said he was going to return to the New World and make a difference and make a change, and he was going to make his move again, and we haven't seen him for 10 years, to me that's already significant portrayal. Oda is saving something special for this man, and seeing him reintroduced with a whole new style, whole new bounty, whole new storyline to go with the Cross Guild, Mihawk, Buggy. This to me just says that he's gonna he's refreshed. It's a brand new Crocodile. He's gonna play a much more significant role, and for that he's going to need to be stronger. Personally, this may sound crazy to some people. I wouldn't even be surprised if he had advanced Conqueror's Haki. I don't think everybody needs it, but I do think it would give Crocodile that extra, just that little cherry on top that he needs, and it would be absolutely perfect. But for me, Crocodile and Hancock right now have to be at that lower Admiral level. That's the portrayal I get from them. Again, there's not too many feats to go from, but I believe that's because they are being saved for later on in the story, where they can really show us just how much stronger they have gotten to hang with the top tiers in the series today. Now at number 17, I have Marco the Phoenix. If you guys have watched my power scaling videos in the past talking about Marco, you guys know where I stand on this. For me, I don't necessarily judge him off of his feats in Wano, specifically because he pointed out that that wasn't his time to shine. That was for the youngsters, and he was just there to give assistance if needed. So he was just a bench player. He was a six man. He wasn't meant to go any deeper. He didn't want to go any deeper. If they needed him, he was there. In Marineford, this was his fight, the Whitebeard Pirates fight, where they can go all out and fight to save one on their own. And in Marineford, we saw him not just hanging with admirals, not just hanging with the likes of Aokiji and Kizaru, but in my opinion, outperforming them in some cases, where his devil fruit was so damn much for them to handle, they just couldn't figure out a way around it. It was easier for Kizaru to injure Whitebeard than it was to injure Marco. They just couldn't get a hold of him. And the only way I see them beating Marco is if they go in a 1v1 all-out fight that lasts all the way as long as it needs to be for them to finally win. And even then, I think it's going to take a lot of difficulty to beat the likes of Marco. I think Marco's slept on by the majority of the community. I think they judge him off of his Wano feats, which isn't fair for what he specifically said about his role in Wano. I think with his Devil Fruit, one of the best Devil Fruits in the series, his durability is perhaps the best in One Piece. With his regeneration, his speed is insane, his support is practically as great as that of Law's, and he hasn't slowed down. He hasn't slowed down one bit. Even if we go to his Wano feats, he was fighting with Big Mom 1v1. Now, you could say Big Mom dealt with him pretty quickly, but what did she even say? She said he would be a pain to deal with right now. Paraspero, go and deal with him. Even Big Mom knew that if she had dealt with Marco, then it would have taken her longer than she cared to deal with, and then to go fight Kid and Law. So he is a nuisance to even the Yonko, and that's just the level that Marco is on when he's serious. And at number 16, we have Lucky Roux of the Red Hair Pirates. Let me just start off by saying, in chapter 957, titled Ultimate, the names that Brand New mentioned were Roger, Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido, Shanks, Blackbeard, Beckman, Lucky Roux, and Yasop. That's it. He mentioned the names of Shanks' commanders, whereas he did not mention the names of any other Yonko commanders. This is for a reason, and they went out of their way to say Shanks' crew has the highest average bounty, which means the average person on his crew is pretty strong. And they specifically said that his commanders are very, very strong. And we could already guess this based on their portrayal ever since the beginning of the series, in my opinion. But this was just further emphasizing how strong these characters are. And to me, Lucky Roux is the weakest of these three, but I think he is very strong. I cannot wait to see him in action. Obviously, he has no feats. There's nothing for me to talk about here in terms of feats. But his portrayal has always been very, very strong, in my opinion, from the very start of the series. And once the Red Hair Pirates fight, I think everyone is going to buy into the hype of Lucky Roux and the Red Hair Pirates.